Hello everyone, welcome back to my stream. It is I, your humble host, Sketchy, narrator extraordinaire or something to that effect. We are back with Reverse 1999 today, as the first stream of the day, as per usual. As you can see, I've power leveled the hell out of my team when we were off stream. Got Paper Heron that I rolled in the previous stream to Inside 3. She kicks absolute ass now. She should be able to pull us through several chapters at this point with no problem. I've also upgraded Sonetto with that bell that we got to break a 5-star character through Inside 3. Because I'm using her a lot, and she's very similar kit-wise to the best support for Paper Heron. So she's a stand-in because I don't have a better option. So she should still work well. And we are still using Isolde that isn't broken through yet, but she's still useful. Debuffs and burns are doing their job, as expected. Unfortunately, Jessica is turning into a support for now. I liked using her, but honestly, Paper Heron breaks her like a twig comparatively when it comes to pure power. Such is life. She'll be my dedicated plant character for a while, I expect. So, I've gotten back to the chapter 5 and took care of that boss on story mode without any issues with Paper Heron, so that's nice. Hey there, Chip, welcome to the stream. So, as I was yapping before, we got our revenge on the boss of chapter 5 with the help of Paper Heron. So that's nice. Yes, I did. Honestly, the Heron girl made it incredibly easy. Her impromptu incantations kick absolute ass. I expect no further problems down the line as we progress through the story for the time being. So we can jump straight into chapter 5.5. Can you manage to I3 Matilda? I only managed to I3 two characters for now. Paper Heron is one, other is Sonetto. Unfortunately, for Matilda, I won't be able to upgrade her for a while. I miss some crucial materials. I mean, maybe I could look for those eventually. So maybe off stream through the weekend I could upgrade her. But for the time being, I expected to be using just Isolde, Sonetto and Paper Heron as a team. Maybe I could, but I'm not entirely set on the third character for the team yet. I'll do some more thinking and considering on that. So for now, it's for sure Paper Heron, Sonetto, and someone else, depending on the situation. I know that I'm supposed to pull on Tooth Fairy eventually, so that will happen at some point. Either way, you need to activate her Euphoria so she could work with Paper Heron too. Right. I'll get to it eventually. First off, I wanted to upgrade the Paper Heron herself and Sonetto, so that was the priority for the time being. I used the bell to break through Sonetto, and I'll need to gather some more resources to upgrade someone else. Maybe several characters. It will happen eventually.
Mastering tea is not merely a matter of learning a few techniques. It is a cultivation of both body and...
I think we could make some pulls on that banner for Tooth Fairy. Maybe luck will be on our side. Let's make it like 2 pulls now and we'll see later if we'll do more. I3 level 30 is kinda decent spot to min-max a character. Right, it feels that way, that's for sure. She feels like a solid, strong character already. Okay, let's see how it goes. No luck. That's a 5-star, right? Right. Oh well. See who we got. Oh, I like her. I'm using her a lot. I was using her a lot. Previously, at least. So it's not a waste. Okay, one more. Let's see what happens. Nope, that's a 5-star, isn't it? Well, such is life. At least I got 2. So that's nice. Anyone new? Nope, just doubles of characters that I'm not using. What can I say? I used up all my luck pulling her on herself, apparently. Not that I'm complaining, honestly, at this point. Fine.
Why the
Could
sullen
be
look?
worse, way worse.
Something weighing on you? Come, sit.
Right. So for now, we'll jump into the chapter 5.5. We went through the first part with Matilda and Sotheby popping about in the library. Oh, don't worry. Take your time. I enjoy our chats every time you drop by, so no worries there. I appreciate your presence, nonetheless. Alright, I have one more pool for Sotheby, the free one, right? Right. Let's see what happens. Nope. It's another 5-star. Oh well. Such is life. And another character I won't be using, probably. Okay. So, as I was saying, the chapter 5.5. The Matilda and Sotheby side story. Let's see how it happens. What are those goobers up to?
Before she became the timekeeper?
Alright, they found some notes on previous storms that happened before the time of Vertin herself. So the earliest, or the latest, depending on how you look at the timeline, the first couple of storms.
Whoa. So Vertin wasn't born a timekeeper?
No, she wasn't. We know that already, that she was a trainee already when storms were happening.
She didn't tell you that? Wait, no one is born a timekeeper. It's not an inherited title. Anyway, this report includes the secret chronology only accessible to the core members of the Foundation. You can only check it under the supervision of the Monitor Assistant before you become a qualified investigator.
Is that how it works? Matilda dusts off the folder carefully.
No matter what the reason is, it shouldn't have been shoved in this dusty room like rubbish. To evaluate its authenticity and risk, the genius Matilda Boiniche will fulfill her duty as the Monitor Assistant and carry out a thorough inspection of this report.
1 second, I'll close the window because honestly something is creating quite a ruckus outside. That's much better. Probably the microphone was picking up the loud noises outside. Okay, to evaluate its authenticity and risk, the genius Matilda Bonnevie will fulfill her duty as the monitor assistant and carry out a thorough inspection of this report. Sure you will, Matilda, sure you will.
If you agree to this resolution, please nod, Assistant Sotheby.
Blink twice if you agree. The speech is full of terminology Sotheby has never heard of, but it doesn't matter. Based on the tone of the speech, she has already decided how to answer.
Yes.
That works too. Okay.
That was 1985. A gloomy, miserable night compared to that peaceful morning in 1996, when we were only bothered by confusion.
Right, so the second storm, if I remember correctly, first one bumped everyone only 3 years back, and the next one went to 85. Okay.
We didn't expect time to be reversed again, nor did we understand the consequence. Even now, I still remember Paulina's desperate cry. One of her hens was already inside the safe area when she fell at the entrance to the headquarters, and that was the only part of her left to us the next second. The only legacies we found were an engagement ring on that hand and her favorite blue polka dot scarf, which we used to wrap her remains in the end.
So, someone got reversed. Okay.
To be honest, I admired those who still remained calm and sympathized with the arcanists on the edge of mental breakdown. It had nothing to do with the 1/4 arcanist blood in my body. It was only the kind of empathy which all mankind would share out of instinct in the face of a hopeless calamity.
Come to think of it, wasn't Paulina one of the people described by the narrator on those side events in previous chapter? I think it was.
We lost many, too many colleagues. In the materials they sent back, we even saw all the horrifying phenomena, such as one's veins turning into electric wires.
Wow. Okay.
Since then, the storm, a word simply taken from visual observation, has been used to refer to the calamity. Of course, we can have a word for the calamity itself. But what words should we use to conclude all the absurdity and panic? Before the storm, we were all familiar with time. It was supposed to be a straight line connecting the past and the future.
Right.
We followed the line to move forward. We broke free from ignorance. We built civilizations. We developed technologies. We promoted the well-being of mankind. And we improved our living conditions step by step. We were so sure that we were making progress on the right path.
Well, without any other frame of reference, that was correct.
But then, the path was taken away all of a sudden. Oh, time. Our closest old friend, where are you taking us? Back to the 2 most painful war times in the 20th century? The era when no one had ever heard the hiss of steam engines? Or the century when mankind was yet to be enlightened?
That's a good question. Is the storm going to be reversing everyone indefinitely? Back to the Stone Age? Or is it aiming for some specific time?
So far, mankind has achieved a lot in history. Dynamos, automobiles, flyovers, railways, hospitals, poorhouses. But if it goes on like this, what is the point of all the efforts we have made? Now we are like a shipwreck left on the island of time, witnessing the fall of the whole modern world in the unstoppable tsunami. Even though the Foundation has lost a lot of staff members, they are still doing fine compared to Laplace. My younger brother was a good example. He was the most sensible person I have ever known. On the first day of the second reverse, he told me, in a calm manner,
At least we have reaffirmed that Newton was right. There was never an arrow of time in classical mechanics. Neither in relativity nor quantum mechanics. That means this is absolutely normal. Whether the time goes backwards or forwards, even if it starts spinning around like a tabletop football player. They're not against the law of physics. We can go back in time and give Poincaré a medal of great profit.
Well, we don't know that. We don't know if this is a natural phenomena. Just because you can tie physics into a pretzel and force something to happen doesn't mean that it's... Well, I guess it's within the laws of physics then. It's hard to specify, honestly.
The next day he almost fell off the 6th floor due to excessive drinking. All the perceptions of time and space developed to this day were overthrown. We couldn't find any theories to explain the storm in any existing researches. There could only be 2 reasons for this situation. Either we've been completely wrong all the time, or we've come to a brand new world. And this new world can never make sense in the way of science, or that of physics. It cannot be verified by an independent third party, and it is impossible to be comprehended through reasoning.
Well, technically, as we've been told previously, the Arcanists' way of doing things, the Arcanum itself, doesn't follow laws of physics and science at all, so you cannot really quantify them by scientific method. So we assume that the storm itself is an Arcanum phenomena. At least I'm assuming so. So technically it shouldn't be able to be defined by scientific methods like physics.
Is it true that we have been going the wrong way? Is it true that those once proven wrong by history, those Arcanists who claim to possess Gnosis, are actually on the right path? In fact, the one who put an end to the chaos was indeed not a human.
Whom was it?
This thing. I had no idea what it was. It claimed to be a machine which never stops working. It laughed at the limitations of our brains and the metaphysical mistakes we make ceaselessly.
Interesting.
But it did solve the most urgent issue. A system was built to tackle storm-relevant emergencies after it took charge of Laplace.
So what? Was it a computer? An AI? Or an aware object like Apple and the radio?
The first measure it adopted was contacting all the existing branches of the Foundations at the time to confirm the scale of available manpower. Then it built observation stations all over the globe to find if there were any other regions immune to the storm. After that, numerous offices responsible for deducing the cause of the storm were established. Even though there were countless disagreements during the research, at least we had taken the first step. I handed in the application to take part in this mission, determined to get rid of the fog in my mind. In 1986, I was assigned to the office in Egypt. All my friends came to the dock to see me off.
So you are not going to tell us straight up who or what that was that made the prediction model?
Because we knew it could be the final goodbye. Even though we were equipped with the emergency communication devices issued by Laplace, we were still not clear when the storm would assault us, or where we could hide nearby. What really scared me was not the threat to my life, but the possibility of dying ignorant. Then I boarded the ship to Alexandria from Athens. And that was when I met her.
Her who?
Now when I recall it, it was almost impossible to ignore that group of Arcanists on the ship.
Honestly, sometimes I'm getting really annoyed how much they are using vague posting when describing events. I know it creates suspense, but you can overdo it. It's possible.
There were about a dozen of them, all in eccentric stitched robes. They were followers of a strange school which mixes arcanum and mathematics.
Right, the island people.
I talked to them. No matter how much that conversation bewilders me now, I was more excited than confused at the time. They also survived the storm in 1996, and they noticed the unusual changes taking place in the world as well.
Okay.
That means I actually met another group of survivors. From the Millennium.
I'm assuming that it was the expedition sent with 37's mother and other people. Because they were sent outside, then came back and got reversed. She stopped turning the pages.
Wait. A school of Arcanists who survived the storm?
Yes, indeed. To be continued. Okay. What's next? Tower of Babel. Interesting title.
A mixture of arcanum and mathematics. The ship on the Mediterranean. Unbelievable. Our investigator actually met this group of arcanists who believed in numbers, and even left such a precious record down on paper. Does it mean we are close to being helpful to Virgin?
I mean, maybe? The chief assistant of the monitor assistant lets out a cheer. In theory, maybe this record holds some information that was lost due to that expedition being lost before they returned to the island. Maybe they found out something that got written down in this record. Hopefully.
Certainly, it's what we deserve for all the efforts today. But why did they leave such an important report in the reference room storing unnecessary information?
Well, there are two options. Either someone was dumb and didn't see the value of it, or someone was being sneaky and have hidden it down here because no one ever uses this section of library, as you said yourself. That's a great way to hide something important.
Did they misput it here after the chaos of the storm?
Putting her confusion aside, Matilda turns to the next page of the record.
Among them, the most easygoing one was Hugh. He was an engineer as well as an arcanist. We shared the same preference for human technology, and that became our common topic. Hugh was in his 30s, red-haired, cheeks sunken, and deeply depressed due to some kind of eye disease. He was a decent man, with a prudent attitude, working at a desk most of the time. He reminded me of the imperial miniature painting artists in the Sultan's palace. Most of them ended up blind after toiling for their life.
Did we hear about any Hugh? Because I'm sure we didn't meet anyone of that name.
He showed me the picture of his daughter. I don't have children, but I could feel his happiness as a father.
Oh, maybe that's 37's father, then. Because we've heard that mother was part of that expedition, maybe father was as well.
Although I got along well with Hugh, he seemed quite out of place among that group, which was actually led by her.
Or maybe he was a father of that other redhead girl. I keep forgetting her name. The one that refused to know her number. Sophia, right, thank you. Yeah, correct. So maybe that was her father.
I don't know what words to use to describe her. She was like a meteor shower, a tempest, or an unreasonable catastrophe itself. Her existence was just like her name. It was simple, yet implied a lot. Please forgive me for my cowardice. Even now, I don't have the courage to write down her name. If one would call that a name.
So, I'm guessing now she's referring to the mother of 37. Probably she was referring to herself as a number as well.
In fact, she was quite a kind, warm-hearted person. Among all the unregistered arcanists I've met, she was one of the nicest ones towards the Foundation. She looked young, even though I heard she had a daughter too. Besides, she still possessed the innocence of a child, and that kind of excitement exclusive for genius. That's right. It seemed the whole world was like a sparkling toy to her.
Yeah, we've been told that she was kind of a researcher type.
Our communication was heart-stirring at the beginning. Both of us were eager to find out what was happening, like two shipwrecked victims grappling at each other on the sea. But I didn't have the slightest idea what she was talking about, actually.
I bet with the research methods that the islanders adopted, I'm not surprised.
The problem was not the typical communication issues between humans and arcanists. I was sure the language we used didn't pose any obstacles, but still I couldn't understand any words of hers. I would believe that one is highly intelligent if one can name all the factors of 11,567 without thinking. But what this one said was illogical nonsense which no one could ever imagine. She claimed that there is a world of numbers, above all else, where the non-physical essences of all things exist in the form of timeless, absolute, unchangeable ideas, and that the physical world where the time flows is nothing but an appendage, which has never been real or true.
Considering how Arcanum seems to work, that's not impossible, honestly, at this point.
And that's why the chaos in this world is not worth any attention, and we should focus on what happened to the supreme existence. What an utter disaster combining modern maths with ancient superstition. I saw another hubristic arcanist pretending to be the prophet by reliving Platonism. I don't even bother to mention the balderdash on soul numbers. Even the New Age movement could use some of her absurdity.
Right.
But that was not yet the end. She even claimed to be aware of the exact year when the next reverse would happen.
Well, supposedly she did figure out a formula for it.
But when I asked her about it seriously, she said,
My apologies. I've made an oath. I shall and only shall reveal the demonstration to people who have their own soul numbers.
So only people from the island, then.
I'm not sure whether she was making fun of me or being serious, but I had this feeling that she was eager to tell me how she was granted the secret through a moment of afflatus. It seemed she just saw through the laws behind all things instead of finding them through logical deduction.
Sometimes both aren't that much different from each other.
Can't you see it? It is right in front of you.
After I expressed my inability to comprehend her words 30 times, she finally gave up and proffered regrets. I'd rather take it as a new kind of humiliation.
She repeated to her 30 times, I have no idea what you're talking about, lady. Please reiterate.
What really irritated me about her, however, was her contempt towards science and all the scientific research methods.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, the value of a theory lies in its reliability, universality, and generalizability. Our pursuit of the truth has laid the foundation of modern science, allowing us to change the world. Yet, in her eyes, The value of a theory lies in its beauty. I talked to her on the current situation, and I told her how we would save lives and preserve the hard-earned technology of mankind if we could find the pattern of the storm.
I just had a mental breakthrough. Arcanists are basically Reddit scientists and philosophers. They just go on based on the vibes. The theories and conclusions are based purely on the vibes.
It was of course not an easy thing to do and would take enormous manpower, so I asked her sincerely to join the Foundation. Yet again she responded with contempt. She believed they would only become another military squad of the Foundation's.
Well, honestly, that's probably true. She was probably correct about that part.
Darling, maths are beautiful for their uselessness. That's why it remains noble and graceful in this sordid world, despite you humans' reckless action of using it to calculate ballistic.
She turned down my invitation and left an unfairly negative comment on our storm observation project.
The observation stations you built are destined to be toppled because their basis is the fragile world that follows the laws of physics. The efforts you've made are like nails on a sand beach, which will only be carried away by the next tidal wave.
I mean, I kind of understand what she's getting at, because whatever they built and constructed to observe the storms will be reversed by the storms themselves, unless they found many spots that were immune to the storms, which seems to be hard at this point.
But I said, perhaps our efforts are in vain, but someone has to do it. We will try every corner of the beach before making the conclusion that the world we are living in is already a hopeless ruin.
What a pragmatic, rigorous, and rational speech. But dear, the world is a hopeless ruin.
The conversation ended in disagreement. I don't know why Arcanists hate the world so much. Perhaps the reason is they have never been truly accepted. To this day, I still remember her venomous conclusion.
I don't think that they hate the world, they are just unconcerned by it. In differing fashions, but still.
The world built on past experiences has ended. In your words, which you used to mock us, why not embrace the reality?
Yet about the Gnosis which she deeply believed in, and the so-called prophecy she made through numbers, she had never given any proofs or details that showed rigorous logic.
Because Arcanum is not based on logic. We've already covered that.
And the reason for her inactions was an oath she had made before some stone?
What about it?
Therefore I believed her words were only the nonsense of a lunatic. When we first met, I thought she was different from all those psychos, who mistook the malfunction of their prefrontal cortex as the will of God. But they turned out to be the same.
That's a very interesting burn. I'm taking it for myself, and I'll use it in the future. Malfunction of the prefrontal cortex as... mistaking the malfunction of prefrontal cortex as the will of a god. That's a good one. I'm stealing that.
In the name of human sense, I swore everything she said was absurd and ridiculous to me. Until...
Until what?
Madame Z said the Arcanists on that island are all named after numbers, because they have a strong belief that numbers are the essence of their souls.
That they do.
The investigator wouldn't write down her name. Is it because of the conflict between their beliefs?
Apparently so. Matilda turns to the next page. eagerly, even, as if checking a novel brought in class by some undisciplined student. Okay. But the reality welcomes her with an empty page. Oh, there's some part missing.
Huh? That's all?
Huh. Interesting. That can mean two things. Either part of it is hidden, or it was abruptly stopped by something happening to them. Maybe because the story ends with an abrupt stop, or the hope is just raised, has dashed down. Matilda clenches her handkerchief with her sweaty palm.
Submitting such an unfinished report would only cause problems for the reviewers and evaluators, but this investigator didn't even write down their name.
I mean, maybe this is why it was thrown into this section, because it was incomplete and couldn't be used as is.
Don't worry, Ms. Burnish. I'm familiar with this situation. Every time after the brave Typhon defeats Jupiter, he returns to the Auto Island.
I beg your finest pardon, what do you mean?
But each time we twist the ear of Mr. Glassbox, Typhon will show up again and again.
So Debbie, what the hell are you on about?
Ms. Moisson told me the ear is the key to bringing back our hope.
Wait, don't tell me you are talking about the shows on the mechanical television?
Ignoring the monitor's assistant's confusion, the enthusiastic young lady starts looking around for the ear that carries all her hope.
Stop, Miss Sotheby. Please, take a seat on the cushion and listen to me carefully. This is a detailed report written by a formal investigator of the Foundations, not some TV show full of cliffhangers. That means we will definitely find the rest somewhere.
Oh, I see. Must be a Coco Treant who took away the other part of the book.
Was it now?
Usually, they will be attracted by Luna Fixer, and by following their traces, we'll find their lairs in the stable.
You mean someone took it away? That's highly possible. Data loss is not allowed in the Foundation, especially under the Monitor Assistance management.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if someone redacted the report and only put the so-called useless part into this section, and there is like unredacted version in someone's desk hidden.
We must prepare Luna Fixer. Don't forget their favorite jigging magical beans.
I love you, Sotheby, but honestly, that's not useful currently.
I don't have those materials with me right now, but I can write to them. It only takes a month.
The disconcerting conversation is clearly too much for the rigorous monitor assistant.
Nuh-uh, we don't need that.
After taking a deep breath, Matilda takes out her crystal orb. Oh, are we going to do divinations? An ambitious smile spreads over her face.
You've perfectly accomplished the task from me when you found this valuable report. Well done, Assistant Sotheby.
Can you divine the rest of it? Through your skills, maybe?
Now it's time for the great Matilda to show a little bit of her greatness.
Shine on, you crazy diamond. Show us what you got. Okay, that's another part done. Let's see what does she have for us. Pour myself a drink in the meantime. There's no moonlight during the daytime. The moon is not the only choice for divination.
Judging from from the omen. It's at the northwest, the beginning and the ending of the ring, where the wall reflects repeatedly.
Holding the crystal orb with both her hands, Matilda keeps adjusting her position while trying to figure out the vague vision in the sphere. Sotheby follows her with a curious face.
The northwest of SPDM. This one is straightforward. The beginning and the ending of the ring is not a problem either. The icon of the computing center is exactly the Ouroboros, a serpent eating its own tail. Here we are. But where the wall reflects repeatedly, does that mean a closed room with mirrors? The mirror in the display center is a huge kinescope in the wall, and the one in the airtight laboratory is a crystal-clear observation window. The one in the rehab center? No. The mirrors in the operation room have been replaced with curved electronic screens of steel structure after that Xenopilot made a scene. So, where is the answer?
She slowly turns around, trying to find the perfect angle for a clearer vision. A white figure storms away from her side, almost bumping off the orbs she tightly holds.
Hey! You just hit me! Shouldn't you apologize?
Who was that?
Where did you come from, dork? Wasting my time?
Well, excuse us, princess. The man groans a curse and hastily leaves the place with his hands covering his nose and mouth.
What? How could he say that? That's rude!
Rude indeed.
That gentleman doesn't look well. He's covering his face. His nose is running with purple liquid. Oh dear. Did he drink a whole bottle of purple Chrysandra juice?
Okay.
He needs treatment immediately. Oh, if only I had brought the Phoenix Heart Nerves with me.
He ran towards the rehab center. Nothing to worry about. Just another patient trying to prove he has recovered.
The hasty man has disappeared completely. The little incident doesn't raise anyone's attention.
The rehab center has all the facilities and medicines he needs. He will be properly treated. But why is he wearing the uniform of Laplace?
Because he was an employee? Presumably.
And where's the receptionist here?
The lobby of the Scientific Computing Center welcomes them with a deafening silence. Okay. The counter is no longer busy with people, but with an auto-recognition device instead.
Does everyone go to the weekend party night?
Probing around the counter, the temporary investigator seems determined to dig out a party gramophone from somewhere.
Absolutely not. The researchers here are too busy to do that. The computing center is working on the most urgent and vital project, the research on the immunity to the storm. We should not disturb them unless it's an emergency. So please stop calling the office and put down the telephone, Miss Sotheby. This is not the ear of a teakettler, and it won't take you to any twist balls.
The monitor assistant can't stand the difference in their terminology anymore.
Je sais qu'elle est débutante, mais quand même elle est trop bizarre.
I know she's a rookie, but even so, she's way too unbelievable.
Guide new members with caution and patience. Trigger the Rafflatus at the right time. J'avoue que Verten a remporté une victoire temporaire sur ça.
Oh, I have to admit, Vertin is doing it better than me for now. Yeah, that's why she's the leader. Her mumbling is interrupted by the owner of the cheerful footsteps.
Miss Boonish, I just read the map on the counter.
Good job, Sotheby.
You mentioned where the wall reflects repeatedly. Does the vision refer to the racquetball center here? You see, its icon is a bouncing ball.
I'm not seeing the connection.
Let me take a look.
Right.
Found it. This is really the right direction.
I'll take your word for it.
Next, empty boxes, glasswares, and copper pieces. Looks like our destination has piles of metal.
The vision in the orb is growing clearer, proving that they are heading in the right direction. That eases Matilda's upset mind.
Good job, Assistant Sotheby. I have to say, I might have gone a bit too hard on you. You are more capable than I thought. Thanks to your prompt reminder, we have saved quite some time.
Good on you, Matilda, you're learning. Applying praise in crucial moments makes all the difference.
Sotheby is glad to help.
And Sotheby is suddenly referring to herself in the third person, for some reason. The young lady gladly hops along the way, while she doesn't give up peering at the Matilda's crystal orb.
Miss Boonish, since you're such a talented diviner, why don't you just divine the reason for the storm with your inherited arcanum ability?
I'm guessing that's not how it works.
According to Ms. Moisson, the reason still remains a mystery. If the crystal orb can reveal its truth, everything will be much easier for Vertin and her team.
My guess will be that other diviners did try and it didn't turn up crap.
Define the reason for the storm?
The brave assumption astonishes the great diviner. She almost drops the orb.
That's impossible for sure.
I mean, is it? Did anyone try?
It's a typical mistake of laymen to believe one can see everything through divination. You are an expert on potions and arcane creatures, but you have little knowledge on other subjects. Haven't you received any systematic education on Arcanum?
Education on Arcanum? I'm of course well educated in Arcanum, with Ms. Moisson as my tutor, and my arcane friends such as Typhon from the Auto Island, Jupiter, and...
Alright, enough.
She shakes her head, stopping her from listing another name for an arcane creature that nobody has ever heard of.
I have understood the fact that the education you have received is not systematical, or say incomplete, imperfect, inelegant.
Those are fighting words.
But don't worry, because you are talking to the kind-hearted Matilda. She will spend her valuable time to make it up for you.
The great monitor assistant clears her throat and starts recalling what she learned when she was 12.
In fact, the system of Arcanum knowledge is not completely separated from that of human science. For example, the modern pharmacy and chemistry actually originated from the experiments of potions and alchemy in the ancient times.
That's actually true in our world as well.
They developed into two different systems because arcanists focused more on the knowledge ignored by scientists, which is gnosis. The knowledge we learn from divination is exactly under this category.
Wow!
Sotheby's eyes light up with amazement. Matilda takes out her notebook and draws a brief sketch in it.
Let me fill you in with more details. If two human researchers test Snell's law at two different places at the same time without making any mistakes, they will always reach the same conclusion.
In theory, yes.
Or if two potionists use the same ingredients and follow the same formula to make the cough cough stop stop potion separately, their products will also have similar effects. However, if two diviners respectively perform divination on the same thing, they will probably see totally different visions. Because what the divination shows is merely omens. The interpretation of these omens is in fact a kind of subjective deduction based on the reality, and there is no such thing as a standard answer.
Right, so it's 50% just guessing.
Even if the two diviners draw the same conclusion, it is more of a coincidence than a result that implies generalizability. So diviners never check the accuracy of their divination through the review of peers.
And that's why it's not science.
And this is an example of gnosis. Unlike human sense, it is unique and possesses no universality.
She puts it away and wiggles her index finger.
In other words, even if someone finds out a reason for the storm through divination, they can't have other diviners verify it. Because 100 different diviners will give out 100 different conclusions. The scene will be even busier than a concert at Musikverein.
Right, it's like that metaphor of looking at a whale from different angles. Everyone sees a different part of it, and everyone comes to different conclusions because they don't see the other perspectives.
That being said, the more possible result we get from the divination is nothing. Divination cannot bring knowledge which the diviners have never learned. The divination of such world-class knowledge, as complicated as the reason for the storm, can only be performed by world-class diviners. We may find one or two diviners like that if time continues to be reversed, like Nostradamus. But he lived in the 16th century.
That could take a while, yes.
Besides, even Nostradamus is not always right.
But Ms. Buaniche is! Thanks to your divination, we're getting closer and closer to that report, right?
I'm sort of hoping that actually Matilda will try to give it a go.
You are right! Finding items, interpreting dreams, and making simple prophecies. All these things are just a breeze for the bright and clever Matilda.
You forgot to add a very modest Matilda.
But inquiring about the storm is beyond my ability, and it will only bring misfortune. I will never make such a stupid mistake.
Matilda regains her radiant appearance.
In fact, this half of the report and the handwriting of the author are perfect divination media.
Alright.
Besides, our target is not far away from us, and I'm familiar with the surroundings, which have made things much easier than usual. It is true diviners can improve the accuracy and controllability of their gnosis by practicing repeatedly, holding the rituals properly, and making targeted preparations. But that still doesn't mean the result will be absolutely accurate.
Sotheby notes, no one can tell from her face whether she truly understands that announcement or not. Reading the vision in the orb, Matilda leads Sotheby around another corner nimbly.
The report says that person who mentioned the School of Numbers claimed she was enlightened about the year of the next storm. Is that also by divination?
Not exactly. Through math. Supposedly.
I am not sure what kind of arcane skills they used, but numbers are indeed a kind of omen too. I am not talking about the specific knowledge of mathematics, but the numbers themselves, because they are even more abstract than images and languages as kind of symbol. Even so, there is no way for us to verify this prophet, unless it really comes true. That is also why it takes almost nothing to spread a prophecy. My mother told me many people in the outside world write to the Foundation every day, claiming to be prophets who can predict the doomsday and thus requesting unemployment benefits.
Okay, interesting. Hey there, welcome to the stream. What's up? We are going through chapter 5.5 of Reverse 1999, and we are in the middle of investigation into old records in the Foundation. So I'm bending my mind around it, trying to understand everything, doing my best to not forget little details, because there's a lot of them. Otherwise, we are doing fine.
A Tuesday? Unemployment benefits? Oh my! The outside world is far more wonderful than I thought. How fascinating.
Right.
This Boanish is even greater than I expected.
Yes. All the glazing will probably work on Matilda herself, in this case.
You bet!
Like so.
Wait, did you mean I was not the greatest?
Right. What's next? They have reached the end of the corridor. Matilda puts away the orb and looks at the wooden door with no sign in front of her. This is where the vision leads them to, the room next to the racquetball center.
Here we are, Miss Sotheby. Now,
Okay.
this is the moment to verify the result of my divination.
She opens the door with a slight push. Okay, what will they find inside? A cliffhanger, apparently. Right. And a side event.
If you look at the ground after the rain, you can often see a wet, long trail, like this one.
Okay, I have to mentally prepare for this one. We are getting the narrator again. Okay. I'm awake. Maybe I'll understand what she's on about.
At the end of the trail, there may be a snail slowly crawling forward. Yes, forward. The snail marks the direction for us. But what if we don't see any snails at either end? How are we going to distinguish the direction to the future from that to the past?
We need a criterion?
Criterion? Well said, darling. To figure something out, you always need to make deductions based on facts and logical reasoning.
Unless you're an arcanist. They go on vibes.
What you see is not necessarily true, but what is logical is, because we haven't witnessed or experienced anything illogical so far. If something like that actually happens, it must be because we are too ignorant to understand it for the moment. This point was firmly believed by those researchers who worked in the house like canned sardines. It remained true to them until the first drop of rain rose. The sardines suddenly found that the knowledge they possessed couldn't support the point anymore. The can was opened, revealing a completely different thinking pattern to them.
Right, the first storm.
Whatever they used to mend the can, there was still a crevice left between the inside and the outside, and it could be ripped open again at any time.
What happened then?
The chaos didn't last. If it really was the rain that swept away the snail and messed up time, then we should look at the silver lining.
Which is?
Does it mean we will find out the truth of time once the secret of the rain is revealed? There has never been a shortcut like this one, since time is only an intangible concept.
Well, yes, so far no one really has an answer why the storms are happening in the first place, what's causing them, and such.
So then, observation stations were built all over the globe. The staff learned how to collect and keep the valuable samples efficiently, in no time. The little boxes they use to store the raindrops are still being upgraded even now. Order and silence were brought back to the labs. Every piece of gear was placed back on the right track. It was a grand feat, and no one could have accomplished it inside this huge, cumbersome machine, except another machine. She took no sides and sought only predictable results.
So my guess is that the person behind the computer society of theirs, the Laplace organization, is actually an AI, or an equivalent, probably.
That's why she made a decision as soon as she read that report and its attachment on her desk. The former was about a delicate component which flapped like a butterfly in that huge machine. And the latter was a piece of paper full of circles and dots. Then she stored the information on her hard disk and destroyed the report.
Right.
And the paper which claimed to have recorded the locations where the storm might happen, yes, the one with the butterfly-like drawings, was retained for data comparison. It seems she's satisfied with the result.
Complete. And was that report based on the meeting with the mother of 37th? Maybe. Because she supposedly figured out the prediction model through math, out of all things. Okay, before we continue, I'll take a short bathroom break. I'll be right back. And we are back. Alright, let's continue then. I wonder if there will be any encounters in this chapter, sub-chapter. Because so far it was just the visual novel parts. Part 5. The Lament in Silence. The light is dim here. Archive cabinets and unorganized files are everywhere, punctuated by strange devices in Laplace style. It seems like an abandoned utility room.
Where are we? Lost and found of the racquetball center?
She waves away the dust and struggles her way along the toppling cabinets.
The orb showed copper pieces. We need to find something that seems to be locked, but is actually not. Aha! Found it! Nothing can stop the genius, Matilda.
Yes, indeed. She finds what she's looking for in a rusty drawer. Obviously, the report has been here for a very long time. Unsorted, low priority. Okay. It concerns Curl. It corners Curl because of the damp air. Luckily, the writing is still recognizable.
The trip to Egypt didn't go smoothly. The ship was hit by a common storm at sea. We were lost in the fog after that, completely off course. Then something emerged from the water. Since the first storm, the Foundation has received frequent sightings of arcane creatures which should have been extinct in history.
Right, like this Kraken thing that attacked us before.
I had no idea what I was shooting at, even after I emptied the clip. And I didn't know what to do, so the Arcanists brought us back on course. She names the precise longitude and latitude of our location, even without using the sextant in the spare cabin.
Through the power of math and vibes.
I wonder how she did that. Perhaps the world did look different in her eyes. Then when I was about to step on a random plank on the ship, she suddenly dragged me back. I thought it was only an inappropriate joke. But the next second, the plank broke.
Could she actually predict things like that through math? Through her models?
I was stunned, and asked her how she saw that coming. She just answered me as if we were talking about the weather.
Because that plank is deformed like a rhombus.
Power of geometry.
I was confused. Where is the rhombus? She laughed.
The rhombus can't be seen with eyes. You shall close your eyes, hearken to the teaching of the Supreme Existence, and seize the moment of afflatus.
Right.
Of course, I didn't see anything. Nor did I understand what the moment of afflatus was. Perhaps it's just another privilege enjoyed by Arcanists, just like their right to be lunatic. Nevertheless, she reached the correct conclusion in a completely wrong way. Is it really possible? Anyway, she saved my life. But that was not enough to settle the differences between us.
I bet.
She remained rejective to working with the Foundation. And I finally gave up on the attempt to persuade them. My mission on that trip was not to make contact with them. Besides, what we needed was builders of the storm observation system. Not some liars who would only make things worse.
Well, it doesn't appear that she was a liar. She just used methods that you didn't understand.
As for the shelter they took from the storm, she wouldn't say a word, as if she were dealing with a spy who pried to find out the deepest secrets of the Arcanists.
Well, technically she was.
In the end, Hugh mediated between us. He gave me an address in Istanbul to which I could send the letters to contact them.
Interesting.
After that, I spent more than half a year in the Egypt office. Things were even worse there than I expected. Some have gone missing after the storm. The people who were supposed to be in the Egypt office, according to the member list stored in the headquarters in 1985, were not there when I arrived.
Not exactly surprising.
The situation could be caused by the limitations of the transmission of paper-based materials, or because the computer was not yet popularized to every corner of the globe at the time. One minor mistake of a copyist could develop into a huge difference. Besides that, the chaos inside Laplace was an even worse issue. I learned that someone published the paper Samplings of Global and Regional Chaotic Energy Route Changes in the name of Butterfly of Lorentz.
What about it?
Apparently they secretly used our sampling sites, yet their research direction and conclusion were radically different from Laplace's. The researchers equally divided into two schools. One sticking to the human technologies they have focused on, and one changing their direction to Arcanum. At the time, it was still too early to decide which direction was right, without sufficient experimental data. But many already believed that if time continued to be reversed, human technology would only keep falling into decline, while Arcanum, which relies on personal ability, would rise again.
That's actually a sensible conclusion.
It's true that Gnosis cannot be copied, verified by an independent third party, or comprehended through reasoning. Its nature decides that it cannot lay the foundation of science or be popularized to every ordinary person. It takes solid marble to build a castle, not slippery sand. Even so, what harm will it do to rely on Arcanum when the underlying logic of all things has become unreasonable? Before the disagreement was settled, the storm in 1987 was predicted. We were ordered to return to the headquarters 24 hours before its arrival.
Okay. So since the previous reversal back to the 85, or was it 86? I think it was to 85. 2 years passed and another storm happened, right?
But the prediction was not accomplished by Laplace. A captive from Manus Vindictae names the precise date of that storm. Our enemies, those lunatic xenophobes, valuing only pure blood, made it further than we did.
Well, yes, they probably have more Arcanists on hand.
Yes, we built observation stations, we made countless deductions, we developed multiple simulation models. We made efforts, we sacrificed life, we did whatever we could. Yet the result was that we didn't find any other regions immune to the storm, except the headquarters and another one in North America.
Wait, I just noticed that after so many streams that my camera is taking up a lot of space in the text box. Maybe I should move it a little bit. Guess for now I'll leave it as is, but I'll fix it for future streams. Because now I'd have to faff about with the overlay. And I don't feel like doing it right now, honestly. I'll have to think of something to make it easier for the future. Oh well, something to consider.
In the end, 95% of the branch members were reversed. 87.9% of the equipment was destroyed, and 100% of our predictions failed. In conclusion, our endeavor brought no achievements. As for the captive from Manus Vindictae, the delirium patient who claims that oracles flowed under his parietal bone, when we asked him how he learns the precise date of the storm, he burst into laughter.
Can't you hear it? Has God left you behind when he spread his grace?
Then, he smashed his own skull with a handcuff.
Alright, that's drastic.
Yes, there was no doubt. He was an incurable lunatic.
He was also correct, apparently.
But his insane nonsense was exactly the reason we survived the storm again. No matter how unreasonable or illogical it was, or how much a lie it sounded like. So we'd better believe we shouldn't go out in black today because the fish is swimming in the water. We'd better believe in the existence of the non-physical, everlasting, transcendent world where everyone's soul is a number. We'd better believe in the supreme existence which caused the disorder of time by merely casting its shadow. That means the life of individuals means nothing more than rubbish, and the world is but an imperfect ruin where only the chosen ones will pass the trial, where the rest will be eliminated by the rain. How am I supposed to do that?
With great difficulty.
Finally, I made up my mind to write to her. I didn't expect her to answer my questions. All I wanted was to confirm if she had survived that storm. for the sake of our peaceful talk about the rhombus. Yet what I heard from them was a simple announcement of her death, with only 2 words.
Right. Because she got reversed on the way back.
She died. Then it burned and turned to ashes in a second. On the same day, the first and only timekeeper who just took office, the 12-year-old child, returned alone from the storm. She told us the time in the outside world at that point. And that was how I knew she was right.
It is right in front of you.
But if there is a God, why are you playing such a prank on us after we had suffered from the collapse of all the existing orders and the failure of all the great laws? If this is what she calls a glimpse of the supreme existence, the moment of afflatus, do you have to present it in such a cruel way? The last 2 digits in the number of the year after that storm were exactly her name and her number.
So, was it...
77.
Oh, alright. So the second reversal wasn't taken far either. Less than 10 years. Alright. The report ends here. 2 digits, that's the full stop of the story.
Incroyable! Incroyable! C'est vrai! Quelqu'un a vraiment fait cette prophétie!
Unbelievable. It's actually true. Someone did make that prophecy.
Bertin and Soneto will be thrilled to know what we found!
I guess?
Well done, Miss Sotheby! You performed as well as a formal investigator! We need to submit this report to your instructor immediately!
Grabbing the papers tightly, Matilda turns around with excitement. Sotheby isn't the person standing there. Whom's is it?
What are you doing in other people's rooms?
Why you? The report is snatched away.
This is my personal item. You have no rights to take it.
Do you work here? I'm seeing a badge from Laplace.
Please leave immediately.
Personal item? This is a precious record that should have been submitted to the Foundation. According to Administration and Regulations for Dispatch Personnel, St. Pavlov Foundation Decree number 259, every member of the Foundation, when acting as a field investigator, is required to create a comprehensive investigation report of all their actions and promptly submit it.
And they are obliged to ensure the authenticity, objectivity, and impartiality of the report. No personal bias is allowed in the content.
So that's why this part was taken out of it. It's technically full of bias.
If you have read this report, miss, you should know that it's not even qualified to be filed.
But this is an emergency!
The Storm Reformation Act is still new to her. She can't think of any articles to support her point of view. She racks her brains for words, but before she makes it, the other person starts talking, with one of his eyebrows raised.
I can tell from your uniform, you are a student of SPDM, or... This is Laplace. Do you have your guardian's approval to leave the school, Miss Underage Student?
Approval? I don't need that. I am not a student. You are talking to the exceptionally promoted monitor assistant of SPDM. Here is my ID.
She holds her ID card high as if she's holding the flag of liberty. I can imagine that. But she's ignored. The adult walks directly to a swivel chair in the room and pays attention to an educational toy on the table.
Did you just ignore a formal administrator of the Foundation? This monitor assistant will report every misbehavior of yours. Every little bit of them.
Wordless, the monitor assistant can't be more embarrassed in her life. She looks around just to find that Sotheby is gone. Where the hell is she, though? Did she hide? Did she wander off? Did she find something? Luckily, Chief Assistant learns faster than she expects. The familiar sing-song tone is making a report to her own tutor outside the hall. Half-open door. Okay.
Miss Moisson, we found that report here. The great Miss Buanish and I discovered some important information. I came to you and Madame Z immediately after we read it.
Oh, actually, Sotheby was useful for a change.
Miss Buanish, why are you confronting Mr. Chair?
Yeah, Sotheby sometimes has flashes of genius. Sotheby stands at the door, her head is tilted. Two adults are behind her.
I didn't expect to see the second half of that report here in your room, Adler.
This time the owner of the voice can't be ignored. The swivel chair unwillingly turns around.
Don't call me that, friend. Why not just call me Enigma? Just like everyone else. Relax. I know nicknames mean no harm.
Right?
But I don't understand. How is a report filled with meaningless words of any concern to you, Madam Z?
Well, in the absence of better material, we have to turn to this.
It provides information about the Arcanist group Virgin is now dealing with. If possible, please give it to me.
Of course. How can I turn down a request from Constantine's chief of staff? Take it away. I hope you don't mind the mold on it.
It will do. The researcher stays seated on the chair and casually hands out the report. Madame Z smiles. She seems glad to see that Enigma still has the energy to be sarcastic. But clearly, the monitor assistant can't tolerate such a blatant violation of the staff regulations.
Please pay attention to your manners and do not bring disgrace to the computing center, Mr. Rude.
You tell them, Matilda. Miss Moisson taps her on the shoulder and quickly looks in the direction of the door.
Ms. Buanish? Ms. Sotheby? You've done a great job. I'm sure what you have found would be of great help to Timekeeper. And I will report your active performance in this mission to SPDM as soon as possible, Ms. Buanish.
Well, there we go. You did good.
We need to further analyze the files you found. The first on the scene could provide more detailed information. Let's get out of here.
Contribution exceptionnelle!
Active performance. The keywords give this young monitor assistant a giddy pleasure. She can't help but ignore everything else Miss Moisson says.
Oh la la, exceptionnel! No. Calme-toi, Matilda.
Active, no, calm down, Matilda.
I didn't accomplish it alone. Assistant Sotheby also played a significant role.
Good on you, Matilda.
Hooray!
Goobers. I love them. A loud cheer interrupts Matilda's mumblings.
That is to say, Miss Buanish, we can start preparing the balloons and flowers for the twist ball.
We'll excuse your eccentricities because you actually did good for a change.
Speaking of which, this monitor assistant still needs to think about it. By the way, just call me Matilda.
How gracious of you, Matilda. She struggles to get out of Sotheby's passionate hug. The great joy brought by Miss Moisson makes her actions clumsy. Cheering and discussing, the girls leave the room. Madame Z carefully puts the valuable report away. The researcher swivels the chair again and hides himself in the fortress made of dusty items. He talks through cabinets and equipment in a slow manner.
There will be no advance in human technology. You think so? Even the Madame Z has given up on the study of theoretical physics and become a politician.
You know, dude, when everything regarding science breaks, you have to adapt.
No, I've never thought of that.
She turns to the door with a faint smile. Click. The door is closed. Alright. Another punt done. Gotta take another short bathroom break. Be right back. So 2 minutes and I'm back. And I'm back. So, it turns out that this entire subchapter was just lore. Not that I'm complaining, not at all. Supposedly, this is the last node. Okay. Let's see what it's about. Oh, we are getting a wilderness upgrade for this. Cool, cool. Let's jump right into it. The dramas have ended. All is profoundly hushed into this cold and dark room. The researcher sighs and starts settling the messy papers and dusty tools on the table. Why is it mistaken for a utility room? Is it because of the mess? Well, probably. Metallic footsteps come from outside the door.
I am astonished by the fact that you are interacting with others.
Ah, we've got a robot. Is this the leader of Laplace? The mentioned inhuman creation? Okay. Another trespasser.
They broke in.
The robot in charge of Laplace Scientific Computing Center shrugs and refuses to make any comments. She has already heard all the information she needs in the corridor.
If it was a complaint that you were making, you know it is within your rights to submit an interdepartmental complaint within 7 days after the incident.
Don't bother. That file means nothing to me.
Then why were you so obstinate about it?
I didn't file it because it is a report against the rules. Why bother to submit such a log full of personal feelings and emotional behaviors to our great, rigorous foundation?
Are you being sarcastic right now?
Is that so? I am gratified to find that you still have some sense.
I too am gratified that you still have no idea that I was being sarcastic.
Oh, that was sarcasm.
ChatGPT still can't deal with sarcasm.
Never mind. What do you want from me, Madam Lucy?
He asks as he bends down and organizes the papers scattered all over the place. This is the best effort he cares to make to receive a guest.
You went all the way to this dusty, rundown place so hurriedly that you even forgot to put on that pathetic mask. This is not because of some old files, I assume.
The faceless robot inclines its head in agreement.
Certainly. I hope you can be the cryptographer of the Manus Vindictae's ritual. You are still the best.
You are asking me, a human, to decode the ritual of a pureblood arcanist group?
Apparently so.
I don't see how I'll be helpful to this project.
You cannot evaluate your own level of being of value, Adler.
The researcher keeps unfolding more dusty folders without raising his eyes from the table.
Well, you evaluate our value. Test us in experiments you set. Prove the hypotheses by exhaustion. Make mistakes and start all over again. You repeat the process like a roaring locomotive that pulls the research center out of this chaotic disaster. You question not what is ahead of you, nor whether the path you've taken will be regular or easy. The only idea you planted into your little brain is to move forward, to improve.
Yes, the paperclip maximizer doctrine.
Thank you for your compliment. Credit goes to everyone.
That was not a compliment.
That was not even a... Smeargar.
There we go. Well, looks like our robot overlord is slightly autistic.
Guess you agree. A life without creativity is not worth living. And that's the life that I wake up to every day. I'm no longer the person you thought you came here for. I'll never be able to combine human technology and Arcanum. And I'll never comprehend even the slightest part of it.
Well, ain't that a bleak outlook, rather.
I am useless to you.
He squares up the paper on the desk in a grumpy manner, making a huge knocking noise.
I don't expect someone made of tin to understand the human mind. But I beg of you, leave me alone.
The robot ignores his emotional speech and keeps talking.
The work of analyzing the masks of Manus Vindictae did not go well. A side effect occurs in the researchers, and it is getting worse. The isolation wards on the basement level are overwhelmed.
Oh, did they try to use them? Because we know that those masks turns people into monsters.
What a scene. Have you aborted the experiment?
Not yet.
Why?
We have conducted the Arcanum imaging experiment on the masks, and found a component which also exists in the raindrops of the storm. But knowing what it is composed of does not help explain how it works. What we're looking for is the original ritual that the Manus cast on them.
You are trying to figure out one's career planning from one's physical examination report. I wonder why it is not working. Even if somehow you manage to find the original ritual, you still need a proper environment to test it, which is the outside world with a coming storm.
The researcher turns to her, wisdom and sarcasm glow in his eyes.
That's why we can't tell if we're getting results. Even if we had the right ritual, proper permission from the Foundation to travel, and strong-minded volunteer subjects, experiments performed in the Ivory Tower won't succeed because...
An experiment about the storm can only be done in a storm.
Exactly.
Glad to see your brain is not rusty yet. It only took you 3 sentences to draw the conclusion which took the seminar a week to reach.
That means everyone involved in the seminar was goddamn dumb.
That proves you are capable of the project.
The robot in charge puts a document on the table.
The history maintenance team has forecast different critical points of this storm. Foundation investigators are on their way.
Dispatched to Vienna. I think I have this character as a unit, if I'm not mistaken. She looks familiar.
If Manus Vindicte still plans to accelerate the storm, like what they have done in 1929, there will be a high possibility that their people will show up at the transformation point of history and society, also known as the critical point of time, the center of the storm. Your sister, Greta Hoffman, is also one of the investigators.
Which one is it? Ah, there she is, Greta Hoffman. This one.
I have no interest in any Hoffmans other than myself. We
That's
have
cold.
different perspectives.
It is okay. I am just here to inform you that if any of the investigators successfully send the information of the ritual back, the research about the immunity of the storm will be conducted immediately. Take your time and be mentally prepared. But once the storm alert is issued, we only have 24 hours to verify the feasibility of the ritual. I wish you will be fully prepared by then.
The robot gets out of the room, leaving him no right to choose. Her feet crash into the floor, making a steely sound. Enigma's eyes flicker towards the document. The face on the top is familiar to him. He pulls out the drawer and takes out a scrap of paper. This is the last code he didn't give anyone.
One thing is for sure now.
Oh, there is more to the report.
The age of humans has come to an end.
So, the report was probably written by his sister, the Greta Hoffman. I'm guessing, at least. Alright, we are done with chapter 5.5. We can start another one. We still have time. Would you like to watch the trailer for chapter 6? I don't like watching trailers for chapters and the like in stories. Honestly, they usually just spoil special moments for me. I avoid watching spoilers before I go through chapters. Maybe afterwards, then sure, but not before. I prefer to go in blind completely, if at all possible. Okay. Let's just jump into it, I think. Why not? I'll amend the name of the VOD later. Oh, it contains 24 notes, so probably we'll just start the first few and we'll continue it on Monday. But let's see what it's about initially.
Hey, you. Yes, you, my hurried child. You rush through the street like a cyclone. Where are you going?
Oh boy, the narrator. Let's mentally prepare for this bullshittery. I can't be late for the show.
A show. A show. So you came to Vienna for the love of stories, that's for sure. Then this is just the right place for you. A place where the floors are decorated with gold, where music sings along with the stories. Even a newcomer could be entranced here. Oh, listen to me. You must not be a newcomer, but a true connoisseur. Well, before you leave, May I ask a simple question?
Your questions are never simple. Don't lie to us.
Which act in a show do you prefer?
Let's throw her a curveball. Every part of it.
So greedy. It's a tough choice, isn't it? But you can't escape from making decisions.
Wanna bet? Watch me go.
Do you know which act I love the most? Not Act 1, nor 3, or 5. But 6. Oh, Act 6, my dear. That's the best part.
Like chapter 6, I presume?
The part in which the king picks up his fallen head. The knight pulls out the sword in his chest. The bodies stand up, dust their clothes, and come to the front of the stage, bow to the audience, and receive their applause.
Yeah, that's not really a part of the performance.
Yes, it is. My child, that is precisely when the real show begins.
What do you mean by that?
I have a good script here. Let me put on my glasses. Let's start from Act 6. The princess, a nightingale decorated with diamonds, an opera singer taking center stage, steps into a building of gray and white diamond patterns. And the curtain falls forever. The smile on her face seems too serene. She is still dreaming. Her madness keeps them on alert, but in the court she seems so meek and mentally steady, like a docked boat on calm waters. Nodding elegantly to every gentleman she meets, she makes the shackle on her neck look like a piece of dazzling jewelry. Next page. Oh.
What happened?
In a transparent room under an unyielding limelight, her dignity is stomped on, like a silk handkerchief thrown on the ground. They smash her crown, forcing her to pay for her madness.
Be mad?
No, not anymore. Sleep, she said to me. Sleep. If that's what she said, then I don't need to wake up. That's when the star falls into an everlasting dream. The blinding light becoming a spotlight on the stage, the empty room carrying the best reverberations. She has never been so calm. Everything beautiful in her is there forever, frozen in time.
I guess she went completely insane.
Or found eternal peace. Her world has become the performance, a show that never ends. I'd say she's a great actress. Isn't she?
But this is not a good story. I think it needs more context. Yes, I'd like to buy more context, honestly.
My dear, you are indeed a great connoisseur. Only one act of a play can't tell a good story by itself.
True.
Oh, forgive my ramblings. The golden curtain has risen. Fix your collar, darling, and keep moving forward.
Alright, thank you for this vague posting session. Ooh, I recognize this picture. Does it refer to our character that we are using? The Isolde? Will we meet her finally in the story? That would be cool. Okay, let's jump into it. Razor in green.
Meine Damen und Herren, willkommen!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
On behalf of the General Medical Association of Vienna, I would like to thank you all for attending this demonstration conference. It is a great honor. As we can see, dear friends, the era of science has arrived. The era of man has arrived. Today, we will share the honor of witnessing the advancement of technology, its contributions to medical science, and even the world. Now, please allow me to introduce the patient again, Miss Isolde von Dietersdorf.
Well, there we go.
This lady has selflessly volunteered for the experiment, and in return will receive a healthy mind in no time.
I don't know about that. This looks like an electric chair. Right.
She's been living a miserable life due to hysteria. How terrible it is for a young woman like her.
Yeah, from my history lessons and research, I know that researchers and scientists of time frame of like 100 years ago were horrible to their patients, made research attempts that made completely no sense, just to throw shit at the wall and see what happens. So this will be interesting, to say the least.
As we all know, mental illness is taking an increasing toll on our country. Even suicide has become more rampant.
Yes, and shocking people doesn't help.
The tragedies are piling up, and our dear lady is in excruciating pain as we speak.
She looks fine to me, at least for now.
Thanks to the development of medical science, we can again be rescued from the abyss of pain. As I said before, the electroshock therapy uses the most advanced technology available.
Not that much different from bloodletting, honestly.
The medical use of electricity dates back to the 18th century.
The use for torture, you mean? The presentation of these obscure theories fails to enthrall the attention of the guests. Vienna's citizens possess less a thirst for knowledge than a hunger for morbid curiosities. Exactly, there's that. Tales of misfortune are favored over the cures.
Isolde? The youngest daughter of the Dietersdorfs? Oh, no wonder she volunteered. The treatment should do wonders for her.
Will it now?
You know there's something wrong with that family. I heard her mother stabbed old Dietersdorf in the temple with a brass needle and killed every maid in the room.
That's unfortunate.
That thing's even made it into the curio market. I heard not even the Lord's water could clean the blood off it.
The family seems to be cursed. So far, no one's ever lived past the age of 40. In fact, the girl had a sister who died very young, and now her brother. I read in the papers that he killed himself, right?
Well, the artist did what an artist would do. He wrote a sad poem and then
set fire to his paintings, together with himself.
It's one way to do it.
You know what? My uncle works for the police. He showed me the autopsy report. The truth is, Théophile shot himself. He was killed by a bullet.
Gosh! Good thing he didn't have to suffer all that pain before he died. Poor boy, he was so talented and handsome.
Yes, the two most important parts of that story, apparently.
But the girl, oh, she's less fortunate. Fainted at her only brother's funeral, didn't even get to see him one last time. I hope the latest treatment will alleviate her suffering.
My guess is that there's nothing wrong with her, probably. She just had to live through traumatic events, and that's it.
Lunatics. The whole family is a bunch of lunatics.
Manners, sir. This is Vienna, where we call these poor people arcanists.
I sincerely hope that Isolde can put an end to her miserable nightmare. After all, she is one of the most talented opera singers in Vienna. Just like her mother.
You know what they say? Talent and hysteria go hand in hand. Think about it. They both come from the mind.
Thank you for that amazing insight. The speaker notes these untimely whispers.
Quiet, please. The treatment will now begin. Are you ready, Miss Dietersdorf?
Yes. I'm ready. Please.
Three, 2, 1. Okay. Calm down, my lady. Just hang in there, okay? The treatment will work.
Will it now?
Perseverance is a virtue. I don't think the electroshock is causing the pain you seem to be experiencing. Don't let the imaginary fear get the better of you.
Is the gaslighting part of the procedure?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now we'll begin stage 2. The voltage will be slightly increased.
Slightly means how much?
Please get ready, Miss Dietersdorf.
No!
Stage 3, an even higher voltage.
You'll fucking fry her, you madman. All other sound has faded.
Enough! Forgive the interruption, Dr. Schwartz, but I need you to stop the treatment immediately.
Someone sensible? Chattering hushed questions replace the hum of electricity. The audience turns towards the petite woman standing in the back row.
I can't help but to question your methods, as well as the methods of the General Medical Association.
Yeah, you and me, lady.
Your electroshock therapy is a gross violation of humanitarian principles. Judging from what I just saw, it only brought the patient meaningless pain, and didn't help her condition one bit.
Right.
Unless, of course, you intend to use physical pain to distract the patient from her mental pain.
Her green silhouette is delicate and sharp, like a razor slicing through the chaos.
Even though this is a conference meant for conversation, you're being a little rude.
Well, excuse me, princess.
The new electroshock therapy is not what you know from the last century. Now that man has tamed electricity, there's no doubt that the EST is the best choice for treatment. You shouldn't take it at face value, because it's not like the underlying principles are the same as that frog experiment, huh? My treatment is supported by systemic theories and reliable references, and it is approved and sponsored by the General Medical Association, which means it's reasonable and legitimate.
What he's omitting is, in those times, it was a regular occurrence to just buy opinions and supporters in those circles.
Well, you are, correct me if I'm wrong, a social activist known for her little arcane tricks, Miss Cacanha. Or should I say, Miss Clara? As far as I know, you don't even have a medical degree. Besides your so-called art movement, this secession, is it? It confuses me, really. Anyway, in order to have a more professional conversation, I suggest we talk later. You know, after you get a medical license.
Cute. Murmurs and fragmented laughter swell among the crowd.
No, Dr. Schwartz. This conversation has nothing to do with my personal identity or experience.
I'm only asking you as a citizen of Vienna and as a human being with empathy. How can you not see that she's suffering? Have you been thoroughly brainwashed by the supposed authority of medical science? Or have you two been blinded and deafened by hysteria?
Oh! You rude little... Please allow me to reiterate, the EST is an advanced and reliable treatment. Besides, Miss Dietersdorf has signed an agreement before we started. The experiment is conducted under mutual consent.
Last time I checked, people with mental issues cannot give the consent for medical procedures. Usually they had caretakers who did that for them. So there's another violation.
Your objection is of no use, and it is even harmful to the patient's interests. But we always welcome debate. Since you question my methods, please be my guest and indulge us with your thoughts on her condition.
As I understand it, Mr. Sigmund Freud published his studies on hysteria in 1895.
Well, Freud's findings were questionable in their own right, just in a different manner.
He believes that hysteria was a psychological disorder caused by problems in the nervous system. It was not a simple organ disease. His trauma theory explains that the patient's personal life experiences were the real cause of the disorder, affecting the patient in subtle ways.
Well, that part was kind of correct.
It makes much more sense to analyze the patient's traumas than to harm their body. As to whether his theory is advanced enough, you can read The Totem and Taboo, which he published last year.
What?
The gentleman's face cracks with expression.
Freud. Freud!
What about him?
The man who told people to marry their mothers and kill their fathers. The one who couldn't get a word in when his patients spewed insanity. It took him 17 years to become a professor, for God's sake. Miss Clara, I've tolerated your immature antics, and I always welcome advice and opinion, as long as they're rational and reasonable. It's just, how could you challenge me with such an amateur theory? You insult me as a gentleman, and you insult my reputation.
What? Dr. Schwartz, I did not mean to insult you.
Well, I meant to insult him.
Miss Dittersdorf, she's unconscious.
How?
Well, you shocked her.
Get her off the chair, now!
Yes, the amazing miracles of medical procedures of the early 19th century. Yeah, how? No shit, Sherlock, indeed. Okay, so for now, I think we'll hang up the chapter on this lovely event. We'll maybe make another pull on the banner before we finish for today. I'll see if I can get anything out of it to improve my mood with some gambling after this lovely happening behind us. Okay. Can I get a nice present out of it? Nope, a 5-star. This. Who is it? Another one of these. I didn't even take a look at her previously. Okay. So that's it for today for Reverse 1999, I guess.
Why
So,
the sullen look,
thank you for
Something
watching.
weighing on you? Come, sit.
We'll be back
Let's
with
see what this coin
the
has
rest
to
of
say.
the chapter 6 on Monday for the Reverse 1999. Now we'll be taking half an hour break shortly, and then we'll be back with something new, because I felt like streaming one of my favorite games, Goddess of Victory Nikkei, and it's having a 3.5 anniversary, which dropped yesterday, and I plan on streaming the just released chapters for the first time and experience them with everyone. I often watched other streams for this game, and I enjoyed them greatly myself, and I never got into streaming them myself because honestly I wasn't streaming back then. So hopefully it will be an interesting experience for everyone as well as for me. I greatly enjoyed the story of this game, so it should be novel at the very least. So, thank you for watching. If you want to catch upcoming streams for Reverse 1999, I encourage joining my Discord channel, which is linked in the description. Or you can catch any missed streams on my YouTube VOD channel, which is also linked. So see you in half an hour. Ciao.
Once, a countryman with a